Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you're tuning in from around the globe. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the $1 Trillion Tickets broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. It is Thursday. April 23rd. Let's get into it, y'all. Today's all about the Great Divide. We're seeing a massive divergence between software and hardware. We have fresh unemployment data that just came out. We are prepping for the Intel earnings after the close, and we're still dissecting the aftermath of yesterday's Tesla earnings. Remember, I watch the charts, give the breaking news, and find the levels so you don't have to. This show is for education and entertainment only. Always do your own research, but you can use this show as a foundation. All right, let's get into the mantra, y'all. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I'm the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable, I am skilled, I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, let's run these data points. So at 5:30 a.m., we had unemployment claims come out. It was 218K was a forecast. 211K was a forecast. 214 was the actual. So unemployment data came in high, y'all. And now let's check out the Fear and Greed Index. Fear and Greed Index is at 69. ServiceNow sold off crazy, 12.5%. Let's get into these earnings. So yesterday, Tesla had earnings. They beat earnings by 15.8%. They beat on revenue by 1%. But once they start saying once they had that earnings call, this thing start falling. It's down almost 3.5% right now. ServiceNow, look at this candle, y'all. So ServiceNow, they actually came in line on earnings, exactly at the 0.97 estimate, but they beat on revenue. But look at this. It's down 13% since yesterday's close. We also had Lam Research beat on earnings by 7.7%, beat on revenue by 1.5%. Currently fractionally down from yesterday's close. Texas Instruments. Strong beat on earnings by 23% and beat on revenue by 6%. Currently up 9.7% since yesterday's close. Looks like it's going to be opening up at an all-time high. Next, we have Southwest Airlines. Missed on earnings by 3.8%. Missed on revenue by 0.31%. Currently down over 3.5% since yesterday's close. And then in the pre-market, we had American Airlines. Shout out to Southwest, man. You know we rock with y'all. We rock with y'all here in $1 Trillion Tickers. All right, next we got American Airlines. Strong beat on earnings by 14.8%. Beat on revenue by almost 1%. Currently up 1.75% since yesterday's close. And we had American Express. Beat on earnings by 6.8%. Beat on revenue by 1.6%. Currently down 0.5% since yesterday's close. And then we got Intel after market close. So we'll see about that. All right, let's get into Robert Greene's daily law for today. Fear the power of infection. Daily law. People sometimes draw misfortune on themselves. They will draw it on you. Associate Associate with happy and fortunate people instead. Here's their breakdown. Misfortune is often infectious, spread by those who cultivate destructive patterns and misery. You may want to help these infectors, but their turbulent nature will only drag you down into their chaos. Emotional states, like diseases, easily jump from one person to person. You must recognize the signs of an infector, their broken relationships, unstable careers, and victim mentality. Do not take pity or try to save them, as you will become unhinged yourself. In investing, infectors are zombie stocks that consistently fail while draining your capital and emotional peace. You must be merciless with these positions and stop hoping for a turnaround that the fundamentals do not support. If a stock consistently brings misfortune to your portfolio, banish it and associate your capital with fortunate winning assets instead. As far as day trading, an infector is losing a trade that you stubbornly hold onto because of emotional attachment or hope. If a trade starts to infect your account with losses, do not let its misery drag you into further poor decisions. Cut the position immediately, clear your mind, and return to associating with high probability setups. Stay patient, stay disciplined, execution over emotion, process over prediction. Let's get into these charts, y'all. All right, we're going to start with SPY. SPY and the Qs. All right, SPY currently in the pre-market at 709.44. To the downside support, we got 709 even, 708.15. And the pre-market low is 706.89. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high at 711.20, 711.45, and then the all-time high. Next, we got QQQ currently in the pre-market at 653.28. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 650.58, 650 even, and then 646.15. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high. We got the all-time high of 655.36, and then the pre-market high, which is actually above that, at 656.20. And then we just got price discovery up here. But I used the algo and I found this price 661.66. Because remember, when this price 654.05 was in discovery zone, it ended up getting hit a couple of days later. So remember that. Next, we got the VIX. The VIX is at 1934. It looks like it did not get into the gap. The market is really going to run once this gap fills to the downside. Next, we got NVDA currently in the pre-market at 202.29. To the downside support, we got 201.70, $200.40, and then the pre-market low, $200.35. To the upside resistance, we got this weekly level at 202.50, pre-market high at 202.71, and then 203.50 before we get to the bottom of this gap at 203.97. Next, we got Tesla, currently in the pre-market at 375. For the downside support, we got the pre-market low at 373.55, 369.90, 367.60. To the upside resistance, we got 377, 378.82, 381.30, and then the pre-market high 382.88, followed by 385.20. Next, we got Apple, which is in the Smart Money Concepts resistance zone. It looks like it wants to break out above. Okay, so currently in the pre-market, Apple is at 274.74. Their downside support, we got 274.20, 273.65, 272.30. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high 275.02, followed by 275.08. Yes, that's very close. And then 275.50, and then we got the top of this Smart Money Concepts resistance zone at 276.10. If it can break that with volume, then we can get up to this 278.10. Next, we got Google, currently in the pre-market at 338.50. To the downside support, we got 338 even. We got 336.55. We got the pre-market low at 336.05, and then we got a daily level here at 336 even. To the upside resistance, we got 339.30, followed by the pre-market high 339.52, 340.20, 341.40. Next, we got Microsoft, currently in the pre-market at 422. It's getting clapped, as all the software names are. To the downside support, we got the pre-market low of 421.45, followed by 421.05, 418, and then 416.10. To the upside resistance, we got 422.80, 424.60, 427.20, and the pre-market high of 427.05. Next, we got Amazon, currently in the pre-market at 255.49. To the downside support, we got 254, pre-market low 252.92, followed by 252.20. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high the 256.03, followed by 256.20, 257, and then the all-time high. Next, we got TSM, currently in the pre-market at 382.79. To the downside support, we got 381, 379.90, and the pre-market low at 379.03. Followed by a weekly level of 374.60. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high. We got a daily level at 378.70, and then the all-time high. Next, we got AVGO, currently in the pre-market at 419.88. To the downside support, we got 415.99, 415 flat, 412.55. 410.50, and then 409.30. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 421.63. We got the current all-time high of 423.20. Looks like we're going to break that today. If we do, I got a level at 424, and then our level also in Discovery at 426.76. Next, we got Meta, currently in the pre-market at 664.18. To the downside support, we got 660.60. We got the pre-market low of 657.14, and then 654.90. To the upside resistance, we got 667.35, 667.70, 670, and a pre-market high of 671.31. Next, we got Walmart, currently in the pre-market at 130.35. To the downside support, we got 129.75. Followed by the pre-market low of 129.57, and then 129.10. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 130.65, and then 131.20. And lastly, we got BRK.B, currently in the pre-market at 466.67. To the downside support, we got 465.40, and a pre-market low of 465.19. followed by 464.62. To the upside resistance, we got 466.89, followed by 468.05, 468.50. All right, thanks for tuning in. Set those price alerts, and we'll be back at the market open. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.